Okay, glad you're along tonight. It is August the 12th, the second Thursday, the first time that we've been able to talk to Gerald Celente in a month already, and wow, do they go fast, these months. Gerald, are you there?
I'm here, Jeff.
Welcome back, brother.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. It gets crazier all the time. I know there's no bottom to it, but it's kind of fun to watch how low it goes. It keeps going down.
I love the language that they keep using. The claims for unemployment numbers came out today, of course, and they were unexpectedly higher than anticipated. This Mr. Unexpected has been showing up now.
He was here last week.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
You know, we've been saying this forever.
Yeah.
And then I'm listening to the NBC nightly news, and how just 6 months ago, economists was so much more optimistic. A bunch of flunkies were optimistic. A bunch of shills were optimistic. A bunch of suck-ups were optimistic.
Yeah.
A bunch of crooks were optimistic.
That's right, gangsters.
Gangsters were optimistic.
Yeah, exactly.
The people that suckered you into buying those homes with that $8,000 carrot they called a tax break were optimistic.
That's true.
They suckered people into buying homes in a falling market. 20 million vacant houses in the United States.
That many?
20 million. And by the way, that doesn't count all those, dilapidated cities around the country with these beautiful, beautiful structures that are just going into dust.
Well, they are our heritage is what they are, and they are going, and you're absolutely correct. Detroit is doing an interesting thing, I guess, and I haven't followed it in the last couple of months, but they're raising a lot of the dilapidated, and some of the buildings are nice, the older homes, but they're clearing land and kind of going back to gardening and open space to try to save the city. The city's dead. I guess they're trying, like Dr. Frankenstein, to resurrect it with some radical surgery, but I kind of like the idea of clearing out large tracts in some of these horribly ugly, unhealthy, despicable urban areas they call cities. That's not bad.
No, it's not. And actually, this is going to be one of we're working on. And, this work it never stops. We just got out the summer edition of the Trends Journal.
Yeah,
and
wonderful.
We're working on the fall, but we're also working on the winter edition for the top trends of 2011. And one of the ones we're looking at is homesteading. And the concept being, we have all these beautiful old cities in this country, these great old cities with these beautiful buildings, not the kind of crap they build now, not Donald Trump junk like they put up now, but real buildings with real plaster and not Chinese drywall that, makes you sick and you lose your house and you lose your money on. And what we're saying is that this is a time for rejuvenation of America. It's a time to bring back these grand old cities, whether they're Carbondale, Pennsylvania, or Endicott, New York. You drive around the country, you go in areas of St. Louis, you see these grand homes going into disrepair, and on and on. And so our concept, Jeff, is, all these little amazing and special children that went to college and they're $100,000 in debt, and they're living with mommy and daddy.
Oh, they're working for $8 an hour at Blockbuster, don't forget.
That's right.
With their PhD
and mommy and daddy are paying for their cell phone, and their room and board,
auto insurance, all
the whole thing. Get them out of the house, cut the cord, let them grow up, and let them start resettling these great cities. It's the 21st century. It's a time for new homesteading. They could get one of these houses for what they buy a used car for.
That's true.
And now with the technological age, plus the whole movement toward local, and as you were pointing out, the urban gardening going on, I'm going to make this really clear. Anybody that eats corporate food, goes to the chain stores to dine or to fill themselves up with, and they get sick, they deserve what they get. Poison in, poison out, and I don't want to hear from any paid-off doctor from the chemical industry or pharmaceutical industry saying there's no proof between eating poison and getting sick. I'm not a kid. So they could tell that to somebody that they pay off, like a politician. But you're not going to tell me. Matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, Jeff. The first book I ever worked on was Natural Healing back in 1986. And I also have an honorary doctorate degree from National University of Health Sciences. Wonderful. So I know what's going on.
Yeah, I do know that about you. You do know what's going on. And you mentioned they go to the chain stores to buy their dietary regimen, but the root word of diet is die, and it's right there. And just to tag that, to back up a little bit, when you see the Donald Trumps and the others, all these pseudo
disgusting people,
they horrible people. They're the last laugh, folks, and many of you listening know where I'm going with this, is that they're living in deadly toxic mansions.
That's right.
Filled with poisons.
That's right.
They don't have a damn clue about it, and they're in there breathing death. And they think they're I gotta watch my language. They just think that they're sitting on top of the heap, and they are living in toxic homes. Yeah.
I want to pick up on sitting on top of the heap. I was on Judge Napolitano's show, Freedom Watch, on this past week, a couple of days ago. And after the show, I wanted to take it easy a little bit, so I went to one of my favorite watering holes.
Good.
And I'm sitting there and having a martini, and I'm overhearing a conversation. And this person is writing a book. Doing a documentary.
Another one, okay.
And I'm listening to this conversation, and it's about Reagan, the Reagan administration. And she's talking, and I overhear her talking about interviewing Ed Meese. Remember Ed Meese?
Oh God, yes.
How would you describe Ed Meese?
A 300-pound mouse without a tail.
And what would you say
sleazy
about
mouse.
His consideration toward other people?
A sleazy mouse. Oh, give me a break. The man is representative of many things that neither you nor I nor you folks listening hold to be precious.
Arrogant. Would you call that one of his traits?
He's a pig.
A pig. Well, now Mr. Meese is an old man, and I'm listening to this woman about how difficult it is having the interview with him because he's so old and frail.
Poor woman.
And I'm thinking to myself, all these tough guys, they're big mouths. And now, time starts catching up with them.
It does.
And they're not so tough anymore, are they?
No.
I have in my life, everybody, I don't believe in organized religion the way it's become disorganized. I was raised a Catholic, and I believe wholeheartedly in the teachings of Christ. I have nothing to do with the way it's been bastardized over the years. I also went to Catholic school, and I was beat up viciously by Sister Marie Rosaire. And I look back in time and I say, boy, am I glad Father Foley was a ladies' man, So I have nothing to do with organized religion, but I believe in the teachings of Christ. And I have my definition of hell. And my definition of hell is taking that last breath and knowing that you're not the person that you claim to be. That it's the moment of death is the moment of truth.
It's all
and
been
when
a
I hear
lie.
about an Ed Meese now, or the other ones, the moment of truth is coming.
Yeah, it is. Too late to repent, folks. You do it now, today. And these people that Gerald was talking about, there are a lot of them. And their time is coming. We'll be right back in just a minute with Mr. Gerald Celente. And we return our conversation with Gerald Celente, who is kind enough to spend an hour with us once a month, the second Thursday of each month. He is a man of extraordinary insight, and as you well know by now, And if you're new to the program, welcome. Gerald doesn't mince words, and he tells it exactly like it really is. Long ago, Howard Cosell told me that. I loved that guy. He was really something. A true intellect in a field of, shall we say, generally not intellectual participants. Nice people, but okay. Howard was amazing. And to hear him talk about Muhammad Ali, a boxing man, any of those things, any sports, was always a treat, because the man was by the way, I don't know if you ever had a chance to meet him, he was about 6'3". He was very tall, all stooped over from arthritis. And once I had a chance to interview him, and funny man, there's a quick story. He was in our studios in Las Vegas, and sitting on